Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and it feels very weird starting like that after so long, so long technically since I recorded a gameplay video. I know I did the like little anniversary update or whatever, which first of all turtle see the word turtle and it triggers that shredder voice. But the first of all, thank you very much for for all of the lovely comments from all of the lovely people, all of the viewers and erstwhile fellow LPers and everything like that. I really really appreciate it. So, like I said, I have been thinking about doing some gameplay videos again, and I know we all love this tranquil sort of polar bear enclosure, which I'm making the assumption that I showed you this the last video that I made, but maybe I didn't. But at any rate, this is the polar bear enclosure from the aquarium that I've been building in Minecraft Creative. Um, and I think this is where we last left off. As you can see, I haven't really done anything. The big, huge tank is still over there with like the tunnel and stuff like that. And there's still like the unconnected polar bear enclosure and things. So nothing has really changed as far as that's concerned. However, I had well, no, I was going to say I had a great idea. I'm stealing a great idea, right? Stealing a great idea because I remember once upon a time Mini Minchino made really interesting Minecraft videos where she was like building the new apartment that she moved into and stuff like that. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be a really fun thing to do? I'm like after moving into this new house in the meantime, and I could like do something similar by building my house. So as you can see, I've kind of like been scoping out potential spots, and it was like fate, almost like fate, that I got this house that I adore that I'm living in right now. Because basically all I did was start walking in one direction from where the polar bear enclosure is, and I found an area which just spoke to me immediately. So I was like, I need to put these lanterns here so I'm able to find my way back there. Because once I saw this area, well, first of all, I saw an area that was like, this is beautiful. This could be the place. And then so I was coming up here and I was like, oh, this is nice, a nice bit of water, some ocean. Then we come through the desert to this sort of like savanna area, like Savannah, Georgia, allegedly one of the most haunted cities in the world. And I was actually looking here and I was like, this would be a really nice place to start building something. You know, you feel like nice and enclosed here, and I love those kind of areas in anything where you kind of feel like the place is like nestled in somewhere, like it's being given like a hug by the landscape, or like being like embraced by the landscape. I love it. So I said, well, look, let's not just like get too hasty here. Maybe there's somewhere that's even prettier. And I started gravitating towards this big, like, monumental structure over here. And I was like, that's really interesting. With like all the trees on it. It's like something of like the Himalayas or Nepal or something like that. And then I saw this and I was like, oh my god, this is the place. I love it. It was like fate that I just like saw like happened across like this little enclave here, like gouged into the landscape under the shelter of this beautiful big like mountain with these trees on it, and it's like enclosed in the clouds. I just love it. So like, as I say, it was almost like fate that as soon as I started looking, I found the area, you know? And funnily enough, like just to start getting talking, and I'm kind of like worried about like how I'm even going to start this, but just to like get on the subject, like this house, you know, normally like the house purchasing process is something which takes like a very long time. Um, this house, like finding it wasn't like that whatsoever. Like it was really very like I only really looked at this house. And actually, to tell you the whole story, while I'm like floundering to find what kind of block I'll build the foundation out of. Suppose I can just build the foundation out of stone. of Italian stone, and it's all coming back, right? And squid spawn egg. Um, like first of all, I saw this house and I adored it, and I was like, this is exactly the house for me. And then it was gone. It was like sale agreed, and do you know what? I might as well start by just like getting rid of these trees because this is not going to work with these trees here, blocking up my view. Um, so I really loved it. I didn't even get to see it because it was like sale agreed, and I was like, oh fuck. So anyway, whatever. Didn't look at any other houses, time went by, it wasn't really the right timing. So I decided to like wait and see like how my job would go and maybe I'd get like be able to afford something else, right? And then like I decided to like start getting back in, throw my hat back in the ring and start looking at places seriously again. So when I decided to start doing that, I randomly looked, and this house that had been sale agreed was available again. It was like, what? This is like too much of a coincidence to ignore. So just trying to decide, should I like even out, get rid of this sort of area here. I'll leave it for the time being, and if I feel like it, then I'll get rid of it again. So the the I should actually probably start building it from the left because this house is actually joined onto another house at the left. So there's like, but that doesn't matter really, does it? Um, the I'll just start it here. So the house was available again, and I said to myself, okay, you need to go look at this now. So I went and looked at it. It was just as like I fell in love with it, like just like this area in the game that I found. I like fell in love with the house pretty much straight away. And it was just like love at first sight. I could like just, the way sometimes you like just get the vision and you're like, I know what I could do with this place. I know like the level of potential that this place has. And I went for it and I got it. And I was so happy that I did. It was just like, um, it was just like it was meant to be. And it's I haven't got as much done with the place as I've wanted to, but I think that's a good thing because I've pretty much been living here for almost a year at this stage. And I think it's true for any of you guys who are like thinking of getting into like the purchasing your first property or whatever. Don't rush with like decorating or renovating or anything like that. I think that would be like my one, like I can't even say don't make the same mistake I did because I was smart and I didn't make this mistake. But like one of my pieces of advice would be, don't feel like you have to like go ahead and um don't feel like you have to like go ahead and start like renovating things straight away, because you really don't. And actually there's like a lot of value in like living in the space for a while and then figuring out, okay, how does this place work, what works and what doesn't work, before like being too hasty, and I'm so glad that I did that because now that I've lived here for almost a year, um, I've lived here for almost a year, and some of my ideas have changed, but some of them haven't. Okay, so some of them like I still have that main like vision that I had for what to do with this place that I had from the very beginning. And I think I like made this place too wide. Like my father is wide. Like those it's almost as wide as those like wide president walking videos. Um, oh, the flowers in the way. What is this? To the Moon, the LP all over again, where you can't like walk through a flower. Um, but as I was saying, the the like my vision for what to do with this place hasn't actually changed all that much. Like some elements of it have. Did I like not put this thing far? I'm gonna end up going like farther back anyway, so whatever. Um, and I'm actually kind of like surprised that that's the case. That like so little of what I originally envisioned has changed now in my mind, which is a good thing. I think that kind of like these flowers, they even like make you build on top of them. It's crazy. Who would have thought a flower could be so robust? Um, but yeah, so that's where I'm at now, and at the moment, like neck, there's like a couple of I've done like a couple of things. Like there was like a wall. I'll explain to you now in a minute, I suppose. I'll hold off on like explaining that stuff too much until I get to like until you have the context of what's going on. But there was pretty much like a wall that I'm after getting taken down. That wasn't really a significant wall, but it was significantly annoying. So I had that taken down. That's pretty much the main like thing that I've got. Otherwise, I've got like a new bed. I've got like my grandmother's dining room table that I've been holding on to just until I was able to get my own place and stuff like that. Um, and uh, and I've got some new dining chairs because I needed them. Got a new bed because I needed it. I've got like some of that stuff, but other than that, I haven't really done any major decorating. I have made the place feel more like home with my plants and things like that. But other than that, I haven't done any like real major structural redecorating. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at now. There's the thing about this house, and this is like I was thinking, like when I was thinking about doing this, and I was like, that's such a good idea, I should steal it. That's such a good idea, I should steal it. um the I was thinking, well, how do I start? What's going to be my like point of scale? Because you guys know me, I can't just like start doing something. I have to like plan it all out in my head or whatever. What's going to be my point of scale? And I started looking at the door, and I started looking at the steps coming into the door, and I started looking at like what the inside of the door is like. And I decided, what, that should be like my point of reference, because the door is pretty much in the center of the house, and if I can kind of get the scale of that right, then I've pretty much got it. So what I'm going to look for is stair. So let me see. There's like probably something here that looks good, like sandstone stairs, jungle stairs, purr like purr stairs, cobblestone stairs. I'll probably just end up going with the sandstone stairs, are the most similar looking, because outside there are pretty much like these tiled steps going up into the house. So this house is like pretty much directly on the street. There's no like front garden or driveway or anything like that. There's just like steps going up into it, right? So there's some steps. There's 2 steps actually, so that already is 2 steps. And then you get inside here. Well, actually, do you know what I should do? I should like change that, but that's okay. So then you get inside here, and there's like more steps going up. So I think this is going to be like my scale, is these like 3 steps here. And I'm probably going to make it like 3 wide altogether, because 2 seems very narrow. So that's going to be my point of scale, and then I can always like build out to the side from that. So if I look at like these, the outside is actually a similar color to this. This kind of like chiseled sandstone effect. It's kind of like a boring browny tan color. So I figure if I go with something like this, at least, whoa, just brighten things up. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea to like put one of them here, just so I can see, you can see what I'm doing. So this is going to be my point of reference. Is coming in here. Now, when you come in here, you have to like go up steps again. Okay, so basically, you come up these steps from the street. So they're like on the footpath. There are steps on the footpath leading into the house, right? And I'm actually going to like How does this look? It's kind of like boring looking, isn't it? Because there's actually like kind of like tiles on the floor. So is there anything that gives like that sort of effect while also fitting in with the color scheme? So I'm asking myself right now. Well, there's this end stone bricks. That's like a little bit scary. I don't think that's like an apt thing for your average cozy home. There's only like those weird end stone things. Do you know what? I might as well stick with the sandstone. So the or is there anything like, are there tiles? Tile? No. What are they called? I know there are those things, but they're called something else to what I'm calling them. Are they called like something ceramic, something brain coral block? Are they in decoration blocks? Probably is where I should be looking. Cause look, oh, there's all the stuff like this. Here they are. Look, terracotta. There's like all stuff a bee's nest. I don't think this stuff was even in the game the last time I played it, to be honest. Like, look, there's stuff here. There's like chiseled stone bricks. Mushroom stem I don't need in my house, thank you very much. Grass path. But I could go with like some of the terracotta, like the brown glazed terracotta is nice. Um, I'll see what it looks like anyway. Like I know there's like a way to make this look right, which is not like that. There it is. Okay, is that even right? It has to be right. Depends on like what, there it is. It depends on like what direction you're facing when you like put it in there. Because I remember like doing that before. No, that seems right enough to me. This looks pretty cool actually. So we might as well like keep it like that. If I can like get it to do what I want it to. I shouldn't even like be trying to like do random stuff like this yet. I'll just try and get like the main structure. But yeah, basically there's like steps coming in like right off the street. There's like a door. If I search for door, um, birch door, oak door, acacia door. This is actually probably the most similar one, to be honest. Um, I prefer to like have it like in this way. Um, so yeah, we're already getting there. Look, we've got like what looks like the foundation of a house. I can't even tell like how long I've been recording for. So I'm just gonna, but and then I had to like make the conscious decision of like, well, what way am I going to do this? Am I going to do like the house the way it is now, or am I going to do like the house the way I intend it to be when it's finished? Or like the way like I have my vision of what it should be, and I think like I have decided I would like to do it like the way my vision intends it to be when I'm finished, because I think that'll like be the most exciting thing. Um, so yeah, I do intend to put like some funky tiles in here, so I guess this isn't that far off the mark. Um, so that's pretty much it. And I do intend to have like a dark oak, like some sort of like dark walnut sort of color floor in here. If I can scroll down. Will that like go like a different direction? No, it won't. They have like quite well programmed for that. So the my idea seems to be working out quite well of like having the of like just like starting with that for scale, because I think that's like the most difficult thing is like how would you start, how would you get the scale of this right, I think then once you start, then you start to get things going. And I think this is something that'll probably take like a couple of videos, but I think it's also going to be fun because, like, what's the other option? I like start playing some other random thing, and then I waste like a load of time in that, just like wanting to tell you about what the house looks like. Um, so like, what would be the point in that at the end of the day? Um, so yeah, to explain the wall to you, when I first bought the place, there was like a wooden wall here, like basically separating the entrance from like the living room area, which is here, right? So this was like the most pointless wall. Not only was it pointless, it was annoying because when you came in the front door, you felt like you were in a ship because you just had wood around you. And as well, if you wanted to bring in furniture, this stupid wall got in the way. So I decided enough with that shit. I don't need that in my life. And what I decided to do was I decided to like my way of like getting around that was to put like shelves there instead. Now I'm just gonna like, ugh, I'm just gonna put this here so that I can. This will probably change eventually, but just gonna put that there so I know what I'm doing. Do you know what? I might as well start getting like the things, the color that I want, shouldn't I? Like, how can't you get like things that are like dyed blocks or something that are like the color you want them to be? Lapis lazuli block, blue wool. Isn't there like clay blocks? Yeah, there's terracotta blocks now. They're like all the different colors. So there is like a blue one, there's like a light blue one. I'll go with the blue one, whatever. Let's see what that's like. Um, I can always like put like clad the inside of it or whatever, or the outside of it to make it look more like the foundation or something like that. Though I think like what's going to happen here is it's going to have to be sandstone. So yeah, I think this will be like an all-round better option because it'll be more, it'll be less like of a waste of time. It's more focused on exactly what this is supposed to be, which is like oh, this is going to get complicated once I have to do like things in different colors, isn't it? Because that means I'll have to make the wall like this thick. If I want to like do another color on the other side, like like let's say I want to do like green on the other side, then I'm going to have to like make it the wall like twice as thick, but I don't think that's like a big deal because this is like an old house, so the walls are thick anyway. Um so yeah, I don't know how long. Oh, whoa. That was crazy. So I had this idea, right, that here, instead of having like a wall, I would just have shelves there, right? So I came up with that idea. Now I spent a long time looking for like the right kind of shelves, and in the end, I finally found them. They're like perfect for that area in the house. So I'm just going to like, so, and then I started thinking about like how am I going to build them. So um but I came up with an idea of how to do it. So if I use the slabs, what I can do is I can do it like this, and then like delete that one. I think you guys can kind of get the idea of what's going on here. If you know what I mean. So they're actually like this kind of affair, if you know what I mean. But I think I'd actually prefer there to be like a little bit more space between them, if you know what I mean. So you can actually like recognize them as being like shelves with space in between them. So how many of those like shelves are there? There's like, oh, that's going to be like a bit irritating. I think I'll just have to like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Um, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if I do it like this, then I'll have this weird like jungle music happening there all of a sudden. If I do it like that, then I think it'll look good. Actually, I'll continue this one back out to the wall. So basically, it's this kind of shelving unit that looks like that. Now, at the moment, I don't think the fence. Well, fence might actually work, mightn't it? Just to kind of get like that sense of a frame, you know. But it's not going to work if it's not it's not going to work if that's not like the top thing or whatever. So I'll have to actually do it this way, and then this way. I don't really like that. I think I almost prefer to have it like just like floating than to have that crap. So yeah, I think I'll just like leave the shelves floating, to be honest. Put that out there. And then just build up like the wall on the other side. So at the moment the wall isn't actually this color. At the moment the wall is actually like white. However, I do intend for the wall to be this color in the end of the day. Now the good thing about like these shelves is they're not like joined onto the wall like it looks like here. They're actually like they're actually like freestanding. And what that means is that it's really convenient because I have like the benefit of there not just being like a sharp precipice at like the edge of my at the edge of the floor or whatever where you can like are in danger of falling off, but you still have like the benefit of if you want to bring in furniture like a couch or something big or like the dining room table that I spoke of just a while ago, then you're not in like the difficult situation where you're not in like the difficult situation where you can't do that, because all I need to do is take the stuff off the shelves, like the books or plants or whatever is on there, and then you can move the shelves, and then it's pretty much like not an issue anymore. So that's pretty much like the entrance, what it looks like. Now I can like build it up. I should probably like find something nice to like build up the outside with, like this light grey terracotta. Like this racing stripe looks pretty sharp. Because that's actually kind of like what it's like. The color outside is this kind of like oh, again, I need to be thinking about like the color of the wall outside. That's actually very that's something that's quite important to be thinking about, isn't it? Because if I decide to do like the walls this color, which that is the kind of color I'm thinking of going with, not like as purpley as this. I find this actually quite purpley looking, but I'll actually have to like do like an outside layer to the wall if I want to do it like a different color outside, if you know what I mean. Now I think they are like decisions that I can think about for another day. Like, I don't actually think this needs to... Well, it actually does, doesn't it? So every wall is pretty much going to have to be 2 blocks thick in order to accommodate this idea of, like, having, like, the colored walls and things, which, like, of course you want the colored walls. That's going to be, like, how you have, like, the flavor of each room or whatever in there. So that's going to have to be something that we do. I have no idea how long I've been recording this for. It feels like this is the kind of game where you feel like you haven't done anything, but actually you've been recording for a long time. So this is like the start of just one room, to be honest. I think this is going to be like a slow, methodical process, but that's going to be okay as well. I'm just kind of happy that I got to actually start doing this again, sitting here with my cup of coffee in the privacy of my own home, just kind of talking to you guys, and I was at least able to tell the story of like what it was like buying this place. So I pretty much like moved in here October of October of last year, and have been loving it ever since. It's so fun. It's been something that I've been looking forward to a long time for a long time. I feel actually quite proud of myself for having done it, you know, because it's quite a like a life milestone. And I only recently, like, I only turned 30 about like a month and a half ago, and to have achieved that before the age of 30, I feel like actually quite proud of myself. So it's and it's something that's after like giving me a whole new lifestyle. You know, I feel like I'm the kind of person who tends to I tend to kind of live quite Spartan, not Spartanly. I can be quite luxurious with myself when I have to, but I'm very good at kind of like just making do with what I have, you know, which I think that sort of attitude is what has enabled me to save the money to be able to buy this place, right? But it also means that I feel like I've kind of like neglected myself a lot um in terms of my life for quite a while, you know. And I feel that now having this sort of sense of freedom and this sort of sense of independence um, is really like opening my eyes to that, and I'm really actually quite delighted at the moment. So yeah. I need to decide like how because the house isn't actually that big. I hope you're not getting the impression that this is like some sort of mansion that I'm living in. The house isn't actually all that big. Like it's quite spacious and the layout is very economical, you know, which is good. And I've made it even a little bit more sensible since then. But I feel like, let's say, if I'm actually looking at it right now, I feel like the remainder of the room is only like twice this. So I guess if we do like, let's say, two, three, four is one length of that, and then like one, two, three, four. Might as well go five. So I pretty much got like the scale right, actually, funnily enough. So at least we can have that mapped out. So this is like the start of the new videos. I should probably like finish off this now because I feel like I've probably been recording for a lot longer than I think I have. This is like the start of the new videos. I don't know how regularly I'm going to do this, but um, I have enjoyed doing this. I have enjoyed recording this. It's been really fun, and I'm looking forward to like continuing this and watching it take shape. Now, I do have one question for you guys in for the comments. If you could please answer this, just so I can like have an idea of what you would like. Would you like me to kind of like only build on video, or would you be all right with me like doing stuff off screen and then just like dropping in to update you on the process randomly? So you guys can let me know in the comments what you would like to see. Would you like to see me like build everything, or would you like it if I like did some more work off screen and then only like and then dropped in and continued building to like update you and progress some more? So you guys can let me know. Until then, thanks a million for still being there. Thanks a million for being you. Thank you for being great people, and for watching. I will see you next time. Bye now.